I had to get on here and I had to talk to you guys for a minute. And if you agree, if you feel what I'm saying in the spirit, I want you to just type amen. All right, we are living in perilous times. How many crazy things are going to have to happen back to back to back? God is clearly shaking things up, and people want to act, well, it's just like, when we went to Iraq, it's just like this war. We've been having wars forever. You guys keep talking about rumors of wars, and I'm talking about this is Christians. Why would you want to come from that angle? Like, oh, guys, it's no big deal. We're on the brink of World War III. This ain't going to war with Iraq. This ain't going to war with Afghanistan. These are people with nuclear capabilities. These are global powers on a major level. And you can even dive into, prophecy from the book of Daniel and the book of Revelations. And people have prophesied about Russia. And people just, oh, it's no big deal. After the pandemic, after everything else, oh, we're just going to go back to normal. Everything's just going to go back to normal. We want normal to come back. Normal ain't coming back. Jesus is. We're living in the end times. And so it's not going to cut it to have that casual Christian walk, that casual Bible, like that hippie Christian. Oh, let me just go to church, sing 2 songs and go home. Let me just post about Jesus on Facebook. No, there's a war that is going on, and you're seeing what is happening in the spiritual, manifest in the physical, and it's not nothing to take lightly. You look at it and you say, oh, well, that's not going to happen over here. That's happening over in Russia. That's happening over in that country. And that's the biggest trick of the enemy. It's a lot of evil stuff that happens in the world, and many people are thinking, well, that'll never happen to me. I'll never have to deal with that. And then it just rocks you into this place of complacency. And you don't have that fire. You don't realize, like, oh yeah, I see there's a war and I see there's stuff, but it's not really affecting me. So I don't really gotta, be tapped in spiritually. Yeah, people are talking about spiritual warfare, but it's not really, it's not affecting me. I don't need to really, and that's exactly what the devil wants you, just rock you to sleep. And then you have Christians who enforce that. Oh, don't listen to those guys. They're always talking about the end times. They're radical. Yeah, Russia, they're just doing what they do. It's not really a big deal. It is a big deal. It is a big deal. Because we've progressed to a place, it's not like the Civil War where people are lined up on one side and they're lined up on another side and they're shooting at each other. It's not like that at all. We've got nuclear capabilities. We've got bioweapons. And God has allowed so many things to happen to shake us out of our comfort zone. The pandemic came and just wrecked the way that people do church. It showed that people don't believe what they preach, don't believe what they sing, but still people just, oh, I just want to go back to normal. Gummy bear Christianity, casual Christianity. Why? Because for so many people, Christianity is a business. It's about making money. It's about making dollars. You don't want to hear that there's an actual war that's going on. You don't want to hear about actually dying to yourself and dying to flesh. So when this kind of stuff happens, people want to downplay it. You guys are always saying it's the end times. You guys are always saying Jesus is going to return. You better wake up. Don't let the devil fool you. What is going on now, is not the same as years before. People want to act like, oh yeah, you guys are always talking about the young people and well, you guys were doing this back in the 80s and you were doing this back in the 70s. It's not the same. Anybody who believes what we see happening with these young people today, the way their minds are, the Bible talks about lovers of self, the evil that's happening. Back in the day when I was growing up, they'll shoot people over beef or something. Now they shoot people just to record it, go make a song about how they shot somebody. You got people going around punching old people, all kinds of just perversion that we clearly see. Oh, well, yeah, I feel that I want to be a woman. And matter of fact, I want to force you to bow down and I want the same rights and I want to compete in this. And that stuff was not happening back then like it is now. We are progressively getting worse. I've been telling you guys this for years. We are on the train, the end times train. Choo, choo, whether you like it or not. And guess what? All of the sights are flashing by. We're seeing it to the left. We're seeing it to the right, that we're living in the end times. And you want to keep lying to yourself about the destination. You want to keep acting like we're not going where the Bible clearly tells us when you see this, look to the sky for your redemption is drawn out. The train is clearly going. Wars with Russia, pandemic. There's always something and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And you want to, we're not on the train. I'm going to go to sleep. Jesus said, take up your cross, not your vacation packet. The reality is Some of us, we've been so blessed, we've been so comfortable in America. We haven't dealt with what they dealt with in China. We haven't dealt with what they dealt with in America. And so our Christianity is weak and it is watered down, and we don't want it to be shaken. We don't want it to be disturbed. We like our gummy bear Christianity. We like going to church and just having a concert and feel good and get a motivational speech. We don't want to hear about end times and war. But there's been a war since the beginning of the time, and it's about to be made very clear to a lot of people. You better wake up. You better pay attention.